On this episode, we review dinner at Splitsville and brunch at Chef Art Smith's Homecomin, both located at Disney Springs. Today is June 9th, 2023, and this is episode 572 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you hit that subscribe button, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you're planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World and you did not get the dining reservations you wanted, and this episode is all about dining, and the reason we got brunch at Homecomin is thanks to Mouse Dining, because they remove the frustration of booking your Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
So we are finally finishing up from our Memorial Day weekend, starting the summer out with the kids at Disney, and we are talking about dining today.
More dining.
Yeah.
More dining's coming this weekend.
Yep.
And then there's more
I'm
dining
excited.
coming next weekend. And then I think we actually take a break for a little bit because we're off. We're off for about 3 weeks, I believe, after these next 2 weekends.
I don't know that we are.
I don't either. I can't keep up. This summer has already been very, very hectic and crazy.
I'm tired.
But yeah, so we're going back to this Memorial weekend. We're going to go back to the Friday evening and then Saturday morning of that little trip. You can go to last episode and hear about the Beachcomber Shack.
Yep.
Our thoughts on the new live action Little Mermaid.
Yes.
You can hear about the All-Star Music Family Suites.
Yep.
Today we're talking our dinner at Splitsville and then our brunch at Homecomin. Both of these had great groups with us, good groups of friends. So we get a little bit more opinions and get to taste even more items. But
yes,
we'll start with Splitsville. And we have dined at Splitsville a few times now. A lot of times, honestly, we haven't sat down at Splitsville inside in a really, really long time.
Yeah,
the last time we went was with Rich and his wife Molly and their kids, and that was probably, we drove down for the day. That might have been pre-podcast, to be honest.
I think so.
But if you go back to episode 405, that is our latest dining that we have done at Splitsville. So if you want to hear even more about it, you can go back to that. Rhonda, why don't you go ahead and give them, though, our bullet points on Splitsville.
Well, it is located at the west side of Disney Springs. It price ranges from $15 to $34.99 per adult. It is American. You do get your 10% an AP discount, and the hours run from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah, Splitsville's great. We've actually not bowled there yet.
But we heard it.
Yeah. Oh, you can hear it. And to be honest, I don't think I realized that there was bowling on the second floor as well.
Yeah.
So, this is a spot that usually is going to be pretty easy to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel had made reservations for us.
Yep.
And, normally though, because it's such a large venue.
Yes.
I mean, when you look at all the outdoor seating that you can just walk up to with that outdoor bar with all the frozen drinks, that's where we've sat before.
Yes,
we last
that was
did
fun.
that Blue October that we went and saw there. Jody came into town and we sat out there with her and tried a few things, and we can talk about some of those a little bit more. But again, go back to that episode 405. Then you have a huge dining area, both inside, both downstairs and upstairs.
Yeah.
And then all
and
around
dining,
the bowling alleys.
when he means that, obviously it sits only two people up to multiple people. Like we had
a group of 8, I believe, 8 or 9, I believe at this point. So there's lots of space in here. That's one of the reasons it's pretty easy to get a last minute reservation or a walk up often. There's also bar areas that you can go to, both downstairs and upstairs. I was on a solo trip one time back when was it Bongos, the Gloria Estefan place was there.
Yeah.
And I remember I was looking for a place to dine. It was getting a little bit later. I was at Disney Springs and I was like, I've never done Bongos. Let me go in. I remember walking in and it was the loudest place I'd ever heard. So when I chose a bowling alley over another restaurant because the bowling alley was quieter,
That's
Just
funny.
imagine how loud that place was because they had the live music and all going. But
That's funny.
I'll never forget. I sat and I had. They used to. I don't think it's on the menu now. The pig and fig pizza. So it was
What is
pork
that?
and
Oh,
fig
okay.
on a
I'm like,
flatbread pizza,
huh.
and it was absolutely outstanding back then. But yeah,
Awesome.
this is, we're going to talk about the meal and all and some of the things. And so maybe we'll just get into a little bit more of it then. But just looking at the menu in general, there's a lot to offer here. You have your appetizers, everything from fries and nachos. The last time we did the cheeseburger sliders,
Right.
which we really enjoyed.
Yes, we did.
And if you remember that episode, if you've heard it, that came with a secret sauce or special sauce that I wish they would just tell you what's in it because
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. But what was so nice is that time, remember the waiter noticed and he brought me out an additional burger because I think it came with 3 sliders and he brought me out a whole additional burger without the special sauce. Super good. One of the best items I think on their menu, especially on a hot day if you're sitting outside, was the grilled avocado and ahi tuna.
Oh, that was so good.
I mean, they're basically taking, halved, a whole avocado cut in half. They're grilling it, and then it's basically like a tuna poke that they're filling it with.
So
That's
good.
outstanding. You have your section of pizzas with all kinds of pizzas, including a Hawaiian pizza, by the way.
Your favorite?
You have a sushi section. You have your salads, which one of them includes like ahi tuna salad, chicken chop salad. You can get down into handhelds with a couple different burgers, Turkey Club Supreme, blackjack chicken. Then you get into entrees, which include things like taco bowls, sweet and spicy chicken bowls, fish and chips they actually have here, grilled salmon. Then you get into your desserts. And, of course, you have children's meals. Looking at the children's menu, a lot of times people will ask, I have a real picky eater. And in most any restaurant, they're going to be able to get you a lot of times chicken tenders and fries. I mean, shoot, remember they did it at Whispering Canyon?
Yes.
When we went there for Christmas, and Lacey wanted just that. This has to be the friendliest kids menu I've ever seen. Tell everyone what's on this. These are 6 quintessential kids items to eat. Wouldn't you agree? What do we have?
Well, you got cheese pizza, chicken tenders, hot dog, grilled cheese sandwich, kid burger, and mac and cheese.
I mean you can't beat
everything that I feel like a kid would ask for.
Yeah. So
there is no Uncrustables though.
No, shockingly.
Just bring your own.
They have a large selection of frozen drinks, resort classics, specialty cocktails, beer, wine. I mean, this is one of those that it's not quite at that level, but it reminds me of when you sit down at Yak and Yeti or you sit down at the Cheesecake Factory, you're just like,
yes. There's so many.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, yeah.
And so let's get into items that we had. Chuck first ordered the loaded fries, and everybody in the table got to share those.
Yes.
What are their loaded fries?
Well, they're $16, and they are fries smothered with queso blanco, bacon, ranch, scallions, and love.
A little bit of love.
Whatever that means.
I don't want to know.
Serves 2 or more.
Yeah. What do you think of these?
I liked them. They were good. Yeah. I feel like they weren't oh my God, they were outstanding.
Right.
They were your normal, what you expect to get when you read loaded fries.
Yeah, I mean,
they are so the fries, it doesn't say, they are crinkle cut fries. So they are your frozen,
most likely they're
bagged
frozen.
fries.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they're your normal, what you would expect loaded fries. These fries are not I do not believe being crinkle cut.
Yeah, they're not
and
crinkle cutting
made,
back in the kitchen, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, so it was good.
I liked, fries, good. Queso blanco, good. Bacon, good. Ranch, good. Scallions, good. You weren't going to ruin this dish.
Correct.
You know what I mean? This is
Correct.
going to be good regardless. Yep. So we really enjoyed it, as the table and everybody getting to have some of them. I will say, even though you are you're working with what I'm sure are frozen crinkle cut fries out of a bag they're dumping in the fryer, they're cooked perfectly. They're crunchy on the outside. They're tender and soft on the inside. So at least they're doing a really good job of them.
Absolutely.
I'm just the type that immediately sees crinkle cut, and I do think These are frozen.
Yeah.
Which is fine as
Yeah.
long as you do them right. They do it up at our local restaurant. They do disco fries, and they're crinkle cut, and they're absolutely delicious.
Mm-hmm.
What did you and I order? And I had actually had this before. I had this that same night I had the Fig and Pig when I sat at the bar. But what did we go ahead and get?
We got some edamame for $9. They are steamed and tossed in kosher salt. You can spice it up with chili sauce for $1. And
Which we did.
we did. And vegan option is available upon request.
I'm guessing that there is something that is not vegan in that chili sauce. Because obviously edamame is vegan. It's
It's a
vegetable.
bean.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I love edamame.
it's very good. It was very good.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good with the chili sauce. I thought
You did like it?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I really like these. It is super messy because it is the entire edamame bean is in the sauce.
Yeah.
So you're going to get it all over your hands.
Yeah.
I think maybe if we went back and got this again, I would ask for the sauce on the side so we could just dip it. And again, you'd have your little handle. We know we love foods with handles
Okay.
here at Main Street Magic, where you could just dip it yourself and not get so messy because then it's super sticky. But
Yeah.
and it's your standard like sweet Thai chili sauce.
Mhm.
You can buy it. It's
In a
got that
bottle.
yellow. Yeah, you can buy it in the bottle at the grocery store. It's got that yellow label. You know who else has it? That I first ever had it at
Where?
was Tijuana Flats.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember
It's
I was
good.
almost disappointed when I found out you could just buy it in the store because I thought it was something special that they did. But
That's funny.
these are outstanding. We like
Yep.
edamame. We used to buy them and steam them at the house all the time, and it was a great snack. What do the kids call Harry beans?
Yeah.
Isn't that what the kids call them?
Harry beans.
Yeah, Harry beans. Speaking of the children, we had 3 of them for the weekend.
We
We had
did.
not only Kaylin and Lacey, but we had our third daughter, Cassidy.
Yep.
And they decided to all split something, and they basically made a meal out of 2 additional appetizers.
Yeah.
What were those?
And that was chicken tenders for $14 and a cone of fries. Of course, your cone of fries is $10, and it is classic crinkle cut fries, lightly seasoned, and actually served with a chive dip.
Mm-hmm.
They did not do that. They had ketchup. But your chicken tenders are chicken tenderloins that are hand battered with their Parmesan breading, then fried and served with ranch dressing. You can ask them to toss them in buffalo or Asian barbecue sauce for $1. Of course, children did not pick that. So they had the chicken tenders and the fries, and all 3 of them loved them, right?
Yeah, they were
Did you
great.
taste
I
one?
had the fries
Okay.
and I had a piece of the chicken. You know, it's very similar to your standard theme park chicken, but just like a little bit better. You know what I mean?
good.
So super good. I could tell you right now, if we find ourselves in Disney Springs again, which we will,
Uh-huh.
and we're just like, what should we get to eat? I could totally see sitting at the outside bar, getting one of those frozen drinks, and getting these chicken tenders tossed in buffalo sauce with a side of ranch.
Okay.
That would be super duper good.
Yeah.
But it
I
was
think
great.
there's just other things on there that I would want to try.
Oh, for sure. But I'm saying this could
First.
just be a go-to where you're just, or maybe this is a
Like
little
the
bit of a
tuna
later night one.
The tuna avocado one.
That was so good.
This
You
would
could
be a
you could
later
get
night
This is a
thing.
late night one.
Yeah.
But the fact that we fed 3 children, which shows you the size of these appetizer dishes for $24.
Mhm.
We fed 3 kids
Yes.
at Disney Springs.
Yep.
That's actually pretty impressive.
Yep.
All right, we're going to move on to the next section of the menu out of the 37 that they have, and that is the pizza. Because Rachel got a pizza.
Yes.
What pizza did she get?
She got the Killer Bee.
Awesome
for
name.
for $19. This is mozzarella, pepperoni, mushroom, and torn basil drizzled with Mike's hot honey.
Yeah.
And this, I think she expected it to be a smaller pizza.
A pretty good sized pizza.
It was a pretty good size. Did you count the slices?
I think I can't remember if it was 6 or 8. It was probably at least a 14-inch pizza.
Yeah.
Now I do believe, and I checked in with the group earlier this week because I couldn't remember what
good.
everybody had, but I forgot to ask her. But I'm pretty sure she left the mushrooms off because I had a slice.
Yes.
That's how much there was, and you'll know why I needed a slice in just a few minutes. This was great.
Mhm.
This was really, really good pizza.
Mhm. She loved it.
Yeah, and I loved it. I gotta say, if we're looking at, we'll do like a top 5 places to get pizza on property episode. This might make it in the top 5.
Okay.
This
But
is
you
a
had
place to
one
go for pizza. I had
slice.
one slice.
You didn't have anything else.
No, it was delicious.
Okay.
It really
you
was.
might need to try another pizza before you start going.
I would
saying.
like to. So here's some of the other pizzas that they have when you're looking at that. You have your cheese, your veggie, barbecue chicken. Is a way that I would probably go.
You would do the Hawaiian though, usually.
I would love to get the Hawaiian, but the problem is I'm going to have someone with me.
Because I'm not eating it.
Right. Now, here's the difference, though, in their Hawaiian is they're using barbecue sauce as opposed to marinara. Normally, when I get a Hawaiian pizza, like at home from a Domino's Pizza Hut, it's your standard, marinara base, and then you're getting the pineapple and your ham or Canadian bacon or whatever. They have a Firehouse pizza.
That sounds good.
This one sounds amazing. Mozzarella, diced chicken tenders, buffalo sauce, blue cheese, and drizzled with ranch dressing. Then they have the meat lovers, smoked sausage, pepperoni, bacon, and Italian meatballs. It was a good crust. It tasted like it was a homemade pizza dough,
Awesome.
wood fired. I really enjoyed it. Out of everything that I tried, because we kind of all, we'll try each other's stuff so we can talk about it, obviously. This was my favorite thing of the evening. All right, we'll move on to the sushi section.
Yes.
Say that quickly.
No.
Real fast. Just say it real quick.
I can't.
It's almost impossible. Do
Sushi
it.
section.
Oh, you did a good job. We'll start off with what Allie got, and they were able to do this.
Why don't we end on Allie?
Okay, we'll start off with what we got. Rhonda and I decided let's do a couple sushi rolls.
Yes.
We had already had loaded fries. I was eating off the kids' meal. Wasn't expecting to eat any pizza, but we did the golden spider roll for $20. This is tempura fried soft shell crab, cucumber and avocado wrapped in soy paper and sushi rice, topped with diced mango, honey wasabi, eel sauce, and microgreens. We also got the volcano roll, $17. This has tempura shrimp rolled with avocado and cream cheese, topped with spicy crab mix, spicy mayo, and sriracha. Neither of these worked for me at all.
Yeah, so I think the problem is when you eat each roll and you really don't taste any of the meat in it, which would be
That's exactly it.
the
You're right.
crab and
Or the shrimp
and the shrimp. I was thinking about it. I knew we were going to record, and I was like, it'd be one of those things where if you don't really like sushi, try one of these rolls because you're really not eating.
Might. This I didn't feel like I was eating sushi. And both of them, one of them had thin sliced kiwi on it.
They weren't bad. I don't think they were bad. I liked them until I ate Allie's. Allie actually was able to get a spicy tuna for $14. And yes, it was completely gluten-free. And this is fresh tuna, spicy mayo, cucumber drizzle with sriracha, hot chili sauce, and a sprinkle with scallions. When I put that in my mouth and took it and ate it, and tasting the tuna, the mayo, everything together, it was a fantastic roll. Where then good. I was like, okay, I see where Jeremy's at and why mine isn't like fantastic.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. It didn't make us sick.
No.
It wasn't like we wanted to spit it out.
I was pretty close.
Well, you ate some more. You ate.
I think I had two of each because the second of each, I had two rolls of each, and then I handed them both to you, and I was like, I'm out. And again, This was very fresh. This was very well prepared. This was high quality. It's not like, it's not like, just for me, the sweet element didn't work with the supposedly savory element. And like you said, if I had blind taste tested, I could not have told you what the protein or seafood was in either one of these.
Right.
Like this, it didn't work. Now, some people might eat this and go, this is great. I like the sweet element.
Yep.
I didn't like the sweet element of the fruit and stuff. It just didn't work.
It just didn't work.
But it was fresh. It was a well-prepared roll with very fresh, high-quality ingredients.
It was just sad because they, I think, are supposed to be known for this. Correct?
Yeah, and and if you go back, I think it was, if I'm looking at the menu real quick, I believe that maybe it was like the Crouching Dragon or something that Jody got last time. I could see doing the California roll.
I mean, there's
11
rolls on here.
Yeah.
So,
and again,
somehow out of 11, we picked
the two possibly not for us ones. And I'm not going to say bad ones or worse ones. They weren't for us.
Correct.
Did not.
We are very much, into sushi. Yeah. And I say that where you can taste the raw tuna and, you can taste the other things. So, that was it was a little sad, and I think it was more sad when I tasted Allie's. Mine was
you're like,
fine.
well, that's really good.
I didn't think it was really awful or bad or anything. It's just when I tasted Allie's, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm missing out.
Did you? But see, didn't Chuck try one of ours as well? And he agreed with us. He was like, yeah, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
This just does. And that's the whole thing. It doesn't work.
And it might be like, I think I hit the nail on the head where it just, you couldn't tell the protein.
Yeah.
You're like eating a roll of rice and
well, it's what I would
sweet.
expect over at the festival where they have the frushi.
There you go.
I mean, really, but you're expecting that. You weren't expecting it with this. So moving on, though, Alex got the buffalo chicken under the handhelds for $18. This is breaded chicken breast spiced up with hot sauce and cooled off with ranch dressing, lettuce, and tomato. That is served with fries. He enjoyed that. Chuck got the entree of chicken fried rice for $24. This was pan-roasted chicken, peas, carrots, broccoli, egg, bacon, and sushi rice, stir-fried in kimchi, soy sauce, sesame oil, and chili oil. I am shocked that all those flavors are included on there because you got none of them in the meal. In fact, when Chuck gave me a bite and I was like, it's okay, but man, is it salty? And he was like, well, I might have added a little too much soy sauce.
Yeah.
But he did that because I don't think the flavors were there. Like I'm seeing kimchi, soy sauce, sesame oil, and chili oil.
I think it looked to me like just a big old thing of fried rice, which I absolutely love.
Oh, me too.
I think if you would have maybe gotten one of those, like, I don't know, honey wasabi or something, or whatever was the spicy mayo that was drizzled, like maybe some sides of that and mixed it with it, that would have been really good.
Well, we love like the shrimp sauce on our fried rice. Like if we go to like a teppanyaki place, we get double the shrimp sauce. We're pouring that on our fried rice. So again, it was one of those, like, this is a place that almost I feel like has an identity crisis when it comes to their menu, where it's kind of like, what are you?
Yeah.
Are you a sushi place?
Right.
Are you a burger place? Are you a pizza place? Because a lot of times you can't be all of them.
Oh, 100%.
So I do think they could probably, but I do like the options. I like that you could sit down with you could talk to a family and go, what do you want for lunch? I want sushi. I want pizza. I want a burger. Well, I've got the place for you.
Yeah.
So I do like that part.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to see if they tried to put more focus on exactly what they're doing, especially when they list themselves as an American restaurant.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Asian up in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of Asian influence up in here. So, again, this will go back to one of those where we really love Splitsville. Most everything we've ever had there over the years has been great. Just missed on a few little things here, but nothing that would keep us from going back. We would totally go back again if the opportunity, arose, right?
Right.
You agree?
Absolutely. And I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to trying one of the rolls again because, 100%. Again, it could have been a night where maybe it was a newer person earning his ears.
No, I just don't think the flavor combination is right.
Okay.
And I also think that sometimes when you're looking at menus, like the one roll that had the kiwi on it, kiwi was never mentioned on the menu.
Yeah.
It seems like that's something you might want to throw in there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're going to get some super sweet kiwi on this thing. They were beautiful, though. Like the photos, they're absolutely Instagram picture perfect. Again, just didn't work for us. So all that being said, we would still recommend Splitsville, but as we've gone back and we've talked about a few places recently, I don't believe this is one you're like 60 days out. Like, oh my God, I got to get on the computer and make my Splitsville reservation.
Yes.
I don't even know if you're booking it sometimes a week out.
Yeah.
This is more a last minute. Hey, what do you feel like? Oh, we're at Disney Springs. Oh, I heard Splitsville's got a lot of options. And yeah, I'm in the mood for pizza. If you want to sit down, I think that's the place to go for pizza. If you want to, like at a sit-down restaurant, not as a grab and go. If you want to grab a bunch of slices and go back in your room and stand up over your dresser and hover over your dresser and chow down on them, you're going to Pizza Ponte.
Yeah.
That is where you are headed, which we did 2 nights in a row that time we stayed at the Wyndham Garden at Lake Buena Vista there. We ate some pizza, man. They're running that special. with, is it the Patina Group? No.
Uh,
Who is it that owns Morimoto, the Edison, Pizza Ponte?
uh,
So they're actually running on, what was it? You buy $100 in gift cards and you get $35.
yes.
Now you have to
I
use
just
it all.
deleted it because I was looking at gonna do
Yeah.
it, but there was a couple of like hidden things.
Read
I
the
feel
fine
like.
print
Yeah.
on those. Like, for example, you have to use it all at one time, which is not a huge deal if you're going to the Edison or Morimoto per se. But if you're going to Pizza Ponte, then you got to buy $135
and that's a
worth
lot
pizza.
of money with a pizza.
Yeah, it is a lot. I think Rachel accepted the challenge when I said I'd
Did
like
she
to
really?
see someone spend $135 there. She's like, that pizza is super good.
It is.
All right, let's move on to the next morning. And we are going to
Yay.
brunch. We mentioned recently we were really kind of looking for this at first, and then I ended up with the Raglan Road, and I was like, that's not really floating my boat menu-wise. Ended up with Maria and Enzo's, and then Mouse Dining came through with the save,
Woo!
and they got us for 8 people at brunch
Mhm.
on Saturday morning. Why don't you talk a little bit about brunch? This is, some of the points. We're going to stick specifically to brunch. If you want to go back and hear more, you go to episode 473. You can actually just scan the catalog. We have 3 or 4 different episodes all about Homecomin, but episode 473 is the one where I came around and admitted that Homecomin is not overrated.
Mm.
I really enjoy it there.
So, Homecomin is located at the landing at Disney Springs. This is American, and you save 10% with your AP annual pass holder. And brunch starts from 9 o'clock to 12:55, weekends only. Lunch runs from 1 p.m. to 3:55, and dinner runs from 4 p.m. to 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, and again,
Which
that's
is
going to
nice
be
and late.
Yeah, it's very late. And that lunch and dinner times, of course, are going to be the weekends as well. They obviously open earlier for lunch if you're looking to do that during the week. But this is a dedicated brunch menu available during that time on Saturday and Sunday. And where did we end up getting to sit? Which was actually really nice out there.
It was outside. It was a strange Florida weekend that was cooler.
Yeah.
Of course it did get hot, but it was a very strange one. But it was beautiful. So yeah, we
requested outside.
we
right?
did.
When we checked in, they said
we did.
indoor, out, or first available.
Yes.
We said specifically outside.
We said outdoor. And I will say that so Alex was with us and Rachel. Alex was more visibly hangry. I think Rachel was too, but she wasn't as visible, which is fine. And
she was trying to get the Gideon's virtual queue, which is not quite open yet.
She got all that done. But here was the hard part because we did say it. I think our reservation was at like 11:10.
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
I don't think we sat down till about 12:10. It was late.
We waited that long? Because
I
we
think
went
so.
to the Sunshine
So we
Bar
went to
out
the bar
there and got drinks. Wow.
I think
really
it was
that
a
long?
lot closer to 12.
Okay. But we requested outside specifically.
We did, but I just want everybody to know that if you are like, all right, I got an 11 o'clock, then literally if you're hungry and you want to eat soon, I would request first available.
Yeah. And it was one of those too where we're standing outside and we're looking at the table of people eating and finishing it up, and we're like, that's our table because there's 8 of us. That's the only one that's going to sit 8. So we're kind of like, watching over them like, are they finishing up? Oh, they're paying the check. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to be up soon.
Yeah.
And
then I had to go ask because it was clean.
That's right.
And we were like, because again, we were hungry and I was getting very hungry at this point. So yeah.
Yeah. There's a very specific rise and shine Southern brunch. So as always, we'll kind of go through a couple things that we didn't get before we get to what we did get. But they have sunrise starters that includes biscuits. They have a Behaven Bay fried green tomatoes that I believe we got last time we did brunch.
Did we?
I think maybe. Church Lady deviled eggs.
Which we've done before and are very good.
Yeah.
I saw them pass by. I really want to get them again.
So going back to 2 different reviews, the first time we ever had them there, I don't usually care for deviled eggs because of the mustard component, but I tried them and I really, really liked them. Then we went back and they had changed them a bit and I didn't like them as much, but they were still good. if you're a deviled egg person, I'd say this is probably,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't you say like this is a bucket list deviled egg? Like you should try this.
It's really good. Yeah.
They have
absolutely.
things like Southern poutine, a big old granddaddy plate with 3 eggs and bacon and ham and drop biscuits. They've got key lime berry parfait, if you're watching your waistline a little bit. They've got fried chicken and donuts, which they are very, very famous for. Their take on chicken and waffles. They have fried egg and avocado toast. You've got a French toast for the kiddos and a junior farmer plate for the kids as well. And you have a array of cocktails.
Yes, you do.
Now, I'm very disappointed in myself. I'll be honest, I did not do good on notes this weekend. I was enjoying our friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I really didn't do a lot. That's why I literally had to go back and text everyone beginning of this week and go, tell me what you had at Homecomin. Tell me what you thought. Because I was just like, I'm not pulling out my phone. I'm not taking notes. Like, I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay. So what are you mad at yourself at?
I forgot that the drink I got was not on the regular menu. It was on like a little handout, and it was like a special, and it was a hot coffee based drink with, I believe, like peanut butter whiskey in it.
Yes.
And I saw it and I was like, this sounds super good. And I said, are you able to do this in decaf? And they were.
Yep.
And that's what I got.
Yeah, because I got it.
And it was
Me
delicious.
and Lucy got an espresso martini.
How was that?
Very, very, very good.
Now, you've had one at the Sunshine Bar.
I have. Again, this is where I love that when somebody's not having a great day or doesn't make it just right, somebody else can, like, you can go back and somebody can. I do remember when I had it, I was like, it's okay. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but I was like, I've had better.
Yeah.
But this one, I don't know why. It was fantastic. I don't know what was made different, what the ratio was, whatever. It was outstanding.
Well, I think it definitely can depend on the bartender. I mean, I'll go to our lunch today. You know, we went to lunch today. It's it's not even just local to here. I think there's 12 locations now throughout
Cantina Louie.
Yeah, Cantina Louie from Florida up into like the Carolinas. Outstanding, like
very good food.
Mexican joint with like street tacos and stuff. And I got a spicy watermelon margarita, and then Rhonda ended up getting one, and our waitress made both of them, but she came back with yours and she was like, taste that and tell me if it's good. I didn't measure.
Well, she said it was a little weird, and I was like, okay.
Not the best way to sell a drink, but but again, I mean, here was the same person making the same drink twice, and it was different. Yeah, because she wasn't measuring, so it is possible that you could go to somewhere like this. So I'm glad to hear. We'll start with the sunrise starters. What did Alex get? Because he as soon as she came around, he was like, I'm getting some food now, pretty much. Because like you said, he's getting a little hangry.
This was making me laugh. So he got the house-made donuts for $10. These are mini ice donuts piled with pecans, bacon, and drizzled with house-made caramel, dusted with sugar and served with spice cane syrup and seasonal fruit. His was piled with pecans and bacon and the house-made caramel. It says mini. I don't believe they, to me,
you
were
think of
very
mini like the ones at like Typhoon or Blizzard Beach, right? That are super mini. These are good, pretty good little size.
This was, I don't know. Yeah. You describe it better than me.
2 inches. Yeah. 2.5 inches across.
There was 4 of them.
Did you try any?
No, which is fine because he ate.
Yeah, he did.
Most of them. Chuck tried a bite.
Yeah.
And then I thought, like, okay, is he getting a meal? Oh yeah,
he did.
He got a meal too.
Yeah. He's a growing boy.
And it was
He's
hysterical.
a high school graduate.
Yes.
Now. I think this was actually really neat. Like, this would be really cool to order for the table. He said it was fantastic. Yeah. This would be really cool to order for the table as like an appetizer at brunch, which I don't think you normally kind of think of. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was really cool. But let's get on into the shining features. These are your main dishes. Most all of these you're going to hear are going to come with the choice of a side item. Your side items are Bradley's grits, pecan smoked bacon, a potato gratin mash, griddled country ham, or seasonal fruit. Of course, you can order those as sides. They range between $5 upwards of $8 for the grits. So let's get in first because we're already talking about Alex.
Yep.
What did Alex get?
He got the French toast for $17. These are thick slices of griddled bread dusted with powdered sugar and served with spice, cane syrup, and seasonal fruit. And you do get a choice of a side item. I did taste this.
Oh, you did taste it?
It was fantastic. Yeah? Reminded me of Two Creeks. They were
got some good French
oh my
toast.
gosh, it was so good. It was really, really good. And if I did, I don't know if I said it was $17.
Yeah.
So it was really, really good. He ate most of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice that I did get a bite because it did look amazing. I just didn't want the whole thing.
Right.
So yeah, fantastic.
And that's one of the things where I love. I mean, obviously, I love dining with our friends because they're our friends. We all get to hang out.
Yeah.
But it is neat that we get to try some
Oh,
additional
100%.
items and give much more of a full review.
Yep.
We'll move on to what Chuck had, and then Caleb and Lucy actually got the same thing,
Mhm.
and they split it, and that was the Hallelujah biscuit for $24.
Yeah.
What does that include?
This is an open-faced biscuit topped with Chef Art's famous fried chicken, served 2 over-easy eggs, pimento cheese, pecan smoked bacon, and smothered in sawmill gravy. And you get a choice of a side item. And they got some cheese grits. And
you can actually, it says 2 over easy eggs. You can get whatever you want. Lucy and Caleb got theirs with scrambled eggs.
yes, they did.
So you can do whatever you want. And I'll say right now, I didn't get like full. I almost asked everybody, would you mind recording a little piece? But I was just like, I don't know if we have the time to try and give people like homework, all our friends and stuff. But overall for Chuck, Allie, and Alex, I was like, everybody pretty much loved what they got,
Yes,
right?
they did.
And they said we really liked it. I
Oh.
wouldn't say loved it.
Oh,
Caleb and Lucy agree that the regular menu, they really liked everything they got, enjoyed it. They prefer the regular menu over the brunch menu.
okay.
Was kind of the consensus from all of them.
All right.
All right, we're going to move on to Rachel's dish. This is the short rib hash, $26.
Ooh.
We are getting up there, but it does have short rib. What is this?
This is 2 sunny side up eggs over a short rib hash with grilled corn succotash, potatoes, onions, red bell, and Fresno peppers. For a bit of a kick, served with cheddar cheese, drop biscuits, and a choice of a side. And she also got grits. And her eggs, actually, instead of sunny side up, she got poached.
Yeah. And she said she enjoyed this. This is, to be honest, kind of what I wanted.
Okay.
But it was one of those things where what I ended up getting was a new item on the menu.
Mhm.
And I thought I was going to get it to begin with, but then I was like, well, I'll maybe wait and see what everybody else gets.
Yeah.
Now, Allie got the same item, but of course she was able to get hers prepared gluten-free.
Perfect.
And that is the ultimate breakfast sandwich. And there's a good reason the word ultimate is in here. For $20.
Mhm.
This is a perfectly fried egg. Talk about that in a minute. Atop a maple pork sausage patty, crispy bacon, and country ham. It's topped with melted pimento cheese, tomato bacon jam, and served on toasted sourdough. You get your choice of a side item. I selected the potato gratin mash. These are some of the best mashed potatoes I've ever had.
They were really good.
They are so good.
Yep.
They're cooked in a little ramekin or served in a little ramekin, and cheese is melted all over the top. They're super creamy, super flavorful. I absolutely loved this potato gratin mash.
Nice.
For the sandwich came, and I was
Well,
like,
first, the egg says perfectly fried.
well, that's what I'm going to talk about.
You asked for an over easy.
I did. I asked for.
Okay.
She said, "How do you want your eggs?" I said, "Over easy."
Yep.
So comes out, and I get my camera ready on my phone. I'm like, I'm gonna get a cool video of me pressing the sandwich down because there's no way you're taking a bite of this thing without unlocking your jaw somehow, unless you try and smush it down.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm gonna smush it down, and the egg yolk is gonna like bust, and it's gonna come running down the sandwich. I go smush, nothing. I take the top bread off, and this is a perfectly well overcooked egg.
Yes.
Like entire yolk is hard.
Yeah.
So waitress came right back around, and I was like, "Excuse me, could I just get another egg? Like this one is overcooked." And she looked at it and goes, "Oh yeah, it is." She's like, "Do you want me to remake the whole sandwich?" I'm like, "No, that's fine. If you just bring me an over easy egg on the side, that's fine." Did they? How did they do that? She came out, I swear, within a minute.
Lucy, I think Lucy said within a few minutes.
Yeah,
like I can't
everything
remember.
else
Yeah.
was still
Mhm.
hot. Like
Yeah.
like nothing in my sandwich was cold. Not only
Which
that,
is
she
good.
brought out 2. So it was actually 2 eggs now. They were perfectly cooked over easy the way I wanted them. Put them on there, press my bread down, everything burst over. This thing was delicious.
First, like, it was
that yolk just and that yolk
unbelievably,
runs.
like,
yeah.
No, it like
it's
jumped
all over
out.
I know, and I didn't
all
video that
over
one.
you,
I
and
know.
it was kind of gross.
It was so delicious. I loved this sandwich. As much as I would like to try other brunch items, I would be hard pressed not to get this sandwich again. It would be a go-to breakfast item for me.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk breakfast, this will go up on my list of things that I absolutely loved. So highly recommend it. And that sourdough bread was so freaking good.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up with what you got. You and I were the only two problem children. We both ended up having very slight issues with our dishes, but it was made perfect by our wonderful waitress.
Yeah.
Again, shows that I did no notes and didn't pay attention to anything because I cannot remember her name, but she was outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got the Hush Puppy Benedict. It is $24. It is Chef Art spin on the classic with house-made Hush Puppy cakes topped with fried chicken tenders, over easy eggs, griddled ham, and pimento hollandaise. And you get a choice of side item. So I said, can I not get the Hush Puppy cake at all? And can I get grits as my side item, but put the grits on it and everything else on top? She was like, absolutely. Well, it comes out with my grits on the side and then everything on the Hush Puppy puppy cake, whatever it's called. And I was like, it's fine because I can just...
Because she pointed it out.
Yeah.
She handed it to you and said, I'm sorry, they didn't do what I wrote down.
Yeah.
It's the regular dish with the grits on the side. The Hush Puppy pancake thingies are under there.
And
Which
it was
again,
fine.
that's fine.
I moved it out of the way. And honestly...
Did you try them?
In the end, I was kind of happy because the Hush Puppy that cake was pretty good. I liked it. I just didn't want all that, and I wanted the grits. So I moved it aside, actually gave it to Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chuck and even Lucy and Caleb tasted it. So I put my grits underneath and ate it together, and it was good. I really enjoyed it, and I actually got poached eggs instead of easy eggs. So, and I thought all of it was pretty good. I ate quite a bit, and again, I don't know if I was just hungry too, but I thought it was really good. Chicken tenders were really good. Everything was really good. That I think I kind of was like, all right, I'm done, and moved it out of the way so I wouldn't get too full.
Yeah. This, I think this is a great option for brunch. We really do love it here. This is our second brunch we've done. Of course, we love House of Blues. We did the recent Rainforest Cafe. If you happen to be in that area, of course, there is one at Disney Springs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sitting outside with a group of friends, having delicious Southern food. I mean, the dude's making pimento hollandaise. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
That is about as Southern as it gets. Mm-hmm. So I'd highly recommend this for brunch. I still...
And you could get off their menu. Sorry.
Oh, you could?
You don't... Yeah.
Oh.
She handed us both of them.
I'm telling you, man.
I think we all just did brunch because we've not ever
That's what we were
done
expecting. Yeah.
I think I'm 90% sure.
Okay.
She said, you can order whatever you want. And we all just were like, well, we've not done the brunch menu. So let's do it.
I got to go and get the fried chicken.
Because I even looked at the regular menu and I'm like, this is still
go for
the
brunch.
best. Yeah.
Yeah. Highly recommend. And again, we'll recommend Splitsville as well. Just unless you like fruit sushi, just maybe steer clear of those couple. But
okay.
We do have lots of episodes coming up. We got lots of trips coming up throughout the summer. If you want to be in on all of that, we are about to blast Wonderland Crew, our Patreon group, with ridiculous amounts of content for all these trips coming up this summer. You can check out wonderlandcrew.com. We do have Sanaa lunch. We're returning to Sanaa.
Going
it's been a
for
long
the bread
time.
service.
Bread service. We're doing Ale and Compass for dinner next Friday night. I would like to rope drop Space 220 bar when we're there with Rob and Tina. And show them that and take them to space.
Okay.
Tina might have to stay on Earth because she was rude when I texted her the idea. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Truly appreciate it. You can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And as always, we would be super grateful if you could leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.